To my fellow artists, do you see an equity problem in the performing arts? If you're like me, you believe the performing arts must hold a spot for everyone, a space for all walks of life. But so much of the time, resources are distributed unevenly, and there is always the question, how can the performing arts be all-inclusive when it costs so much to train? Enter S.P.O.T. S.P.O.T Mentorship believes everyone deserves an inclusive arts education, not just those who can afford to pay top dollar. We offer affordable online arts mentorships in acting, dance, singing, directing, music production, writing, and more. Please join us. You can visit our website at spotmentorship.com. Everyone deserves a chance to find their spot.
Hi, my name is Wolf Lanier, and I am the proud founder of S.P.O.T Mentorship, Strength, Performance, Opportunity, Transcendence. We are beyond thankful to have you join us for our Spotlight Festival weekend and for the official launch of S.P.O.T Mentorship. Thank you so much for joining us. S.P.O.T believes that everyone is deserving of performing arts education. We want to raise the voices of the silenced and give those who wouldn't necessarily have the opportunity to performing arts education the opportunity, regardless of their background. And this mission would not be made possible without the help of some amazing peers and friends and colleagues. So thank you, Gabrielle Fiu, Shannon Keegan, Mary Holter, Cindy Tsai, Chantel Van Erve, Leslie Blake Walker, Jesus Lopez Vargas, Gina Cornejo, Savannah Lobel. The list is massive, and I'm so beyond grateful. Oh, my family, thank you. I also want to thank the Asheville Performing Arts Academy for all your support with this endeavor. It means the world. We have an insane weekend ahead of us. Right now, we're at our mentor concert. Tomorrow, we have some incredible Q&As with Ali Stroker, Jawan Crawley, Dan Mackey, and a dance masterclass with one of our mentors, Leslie Blake Walker. So we hope to see you tomorrow. And then on Sunday, we're gonna talk business. We have a business brunch planned if you would like to sit down and talk about the future of the nonprofit sector of S.P.O.T, or where we look to go and what we look to do. We're more than welcome to talk it out with you. Also, if you're interested in mentorship, we have a prospective mentor meeting. So come on by, ask some questions, and we'll talk. And then on Sunday night, we have an open mic session for you to share, to express, to be. We're gonna sit back, we're gonna relax, and we're gonna give you the space. It's an opportunity for you to share. No judgment, of course, just for fun. Feel free to click our donate buttons below. Your contribution means the world. This will not happen without it. So please, we have our PayPal, we have our Patreon. The Patreon is a monthly subscription to S.P.O.T. Whatever you can contribute. If you are a monthly box holder of fragrance, maybe you would think about switching over to giving students the opportunity to arts education. Subscribe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the beginning of our Spotlight Festival. Thank you.
Hi, this is a cover of Crazy. I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions had an echo and so much space. And when you're out there without care, man, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. Does that make me crazy? That make me crazy. Does that make me crazy? Possibly. And I'll that you are having the time of your life. But think twice, that's my only advice. Come on now, who do you think you are? Let's just you really think you're in control? Well, I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. Just like me. Yeah.
It started off like most days when I go for a run, drinking far too much coffee and trying to touch my toes, but my body says not today, friend. My shoes are pretty loud, and I don't think my grandma would have approved, but I think they're pretty cool. I'm out the door and down the stairs and welcomed by some onlooker stares. Maybe it's because I'm moving faster than most or taller than most, but it always seems like there's something there. I did my lap and was met by the hill of death. Absolutely crushed it. A lady was sitting on my stoop wearing that classic stare. Stairs on stairs on stairs on stairs. She looked me up and down and asked me, "Why do you run?" No one had ever asked me that before, and I didn't have an answer. But for the rest of the day, it stuck with me. Why do I run? On a surface level, it's pretty good exercise, although my shins and knees would disagree. And running is a great way to see new parts of the city and a reason to get out of the house. But below all that, I felt like there had to be a bigger reason. Why are we able to run at all? I guess to get closer to something or to get farther away. So what am I running from? Is it the sinking feeling that although finding some success, I'm still seen as a failure? Or is it because I'm always looking towards the future and forgetting to celebrate the now? Or maybe I run because I can't control a lot in my life, and this is one thing I get to. I still don't know why I run, but I think that's okay. As long as I keep asking why, I'll keep making strides in the right direction. So, why do you run?
So he's a flirt, a complete egomaniac. The fact is he's also the face of the strike. What a face. Face the facts, that's a face that could save us all from sinking in the ocean. Like someone said, power tends to corrupt, and absolute power, wait, corrupts. Absolutely, that is genius! But give me some time, I'll be twice as good as that. 6 months from never. Just look around at the world we're inheriting and think of the one we'll create. Their mistake is they got old, that is not a mistake. We'll be making no, sir, we'll stay young forever. Give those kids and me the brand new century and watch what happens. It's David and Goliath, do or die, the fight is on, and I can't watch what happens. But all I know is nothing happens if you just give in. It can't be any worse than how it's been. And it just so happens that we just might win. So whatever happens, let's begin.
Atmosphere, written by Gina Cornejo. I haven't set a table this year. I haven't laid out a spread. No cutting board with various cheeses awaiting the cut from sleek, sterling, curvy knives. Candied hickory smoked pecans, wet Spanish olives, no. For guests, for company, for a coven, for a community, for a birthday, for a Tuesday meal, for a Saturday game night, for a send-off, for a wake, for a wedding, for a romance, for just the chance to savor a whisper of intimate atmosphere. I haven't set a fork. I haven't set a plate. I haven't folded a cloth napkin into a triangle. I haven't set wildflowers in a mason jar that I usually use for lemonade or turmeric tea. And I certainly haven't set that jar in the center of a table, tilted my head left and squinted to be able to properly and symmetrically gauge the placement of the brittle weeds. No. A tall glass of room temp tap, still and ready for her lips for when she arrives. Still and holding for his grip, so still. In waiting we are. Still. Still life. Still life. Still life. Still this life creates an atmosphere. No, who's gluten-free again? No, but I thought they were allergic to strawberries. No, well, I'll set it out, and if anybody wants it, they can have some. No doorbell to jog to. No, I'll get it. No, yes, come in. You can totally leave your shoes on the mat if you want. No, I'll take your coats. No, yes, the bathroom is just down the hall and the second door on your right. No, oh, you gotta try this. Here, take a sip. No, cheers, salud. Here's mud in your eye. No, clink, 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 clink. No communal, no closeness, no warmth, no, god damn, they smell so good. No touch of a hand, no brush of a clothed shoulder, no open-mouthed eruptions of laughter, unruly, riotous, as we raise our chalices and blot our tears. And for these momentitos, we are all immortals, dining royals, sipping gin and licking galaxies. No more no, and all more yes. And we tickle the dimples on our friends' faces with our thumbs because it's what we've always done. And she hugs me from behind with arms that have held her babies and buries her chin into my neck nook, and I melt my cheek to her cheek, and we sway to no music at all, but to the atmosphere that hums and hangs thick and swaddles us as she tells me how this time together has been a long time coming. And I agree with her. And as we sway, I say, I love you. You know that? I've missed you. I've missed you this so much. And she agrees with me. And she reminds me, and still life goes on. And still life. And still life. Oh, and so still this life remains untouchable for me. This is fiction. This dreamscape. This table tableau of friendships, of family, of made-up momentitos. No, who needs cream? No, who wants sugar? No lingering in the threshold and down the hallway as I walk them to their car and we chat up one more story, one more detail, one more, oh, I forgot to tell you, as the street lamp flickers and an ambulance rips by. No, where's your fucking coat? No, text me when you get home, okay? No, you got it. I love you. No. 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 It's just me. It's just me. It's just you. And you. Again. I'm again just me. Still. In this life. I welcome no one inside. I take no one's coat. I set no forks. I raise my mason jar to the void, to the hope of... To the hope that... To hope that we will all, once again, know atmosphere.
I've seen it done that way, but just in case nobody ever comes through right, and then to come to your rescue, you still have a chance. You don't have to be asked to dance. And I know how much you've been dying to say. Look how much everybody loves me. Well, guess who gets left when everyone else fades away? And so before you trade in your summer skin for those high-heeled shoes to make him wanna be with you, let me remind you one more time that just maybe you're beautiful, but you just can't see. So why don't you trust me? They'll see it to you, beautiful.
Well, I hope you've been enjoying the concert. Aren't our mentors amazing? Before we move on, I would like to share some important facts and remind us why we are all here tonight. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Here we go. In 1965, Congress amended the ESEA, Elementary and Secondary Education Act. In simple terms, a way for the federal government to take record of states' allocation toward education. This program was created to ensure that all titles were met and that students from varying backgrounds were accounted for. As this law in 2015 was reauthorized with the ESSA, Every Student Succeeds Act. Only recently, in 2019, Title IV of the ESSA was authorized as a continuation of the Arts and Education Program Fund. In December of 2019, the House and Senate agreed to full support of the program fund in the final 2020 bill signed into law, which included a $1 million increase to an already $30 million in assistance in arts education program. $31 million. There are roughly 130,930 K-12 public schools nationwide, according to the National Board of Education. That means each school receives approximately $236 allocated evenly each year. I see a problem here. The Assistance for Arts Education grant simply cannot handle the mass disparity in the U.S. funding for arts education. Many schools completely drive arts ed due to simply funding allocations. But why? If the ESSA deems art ed to be essential as it provides students opportunity to build skills in creativity, collaboration, confidence, cultural awareness, and empathy and critical thinking, then why isn't there a higher emphasis on funding? Still not convinced arts ed is essential? According to Americans for the Arts, 12% of math students involved in the arts scored higher on their SATs versus students who were not involved, and 52% of the English students scored higher on their SATs versus students who were not involved. That is sweeping. So not only do the arts provide their own purpose as a cultivator of creativity, collaboration, confidence, empathy, and critical thinking, they also possess the power to uplift students in other subjects. Essential might be in the eyes of the beholder, but here at S.P.O.T, we stand behind the strength of the arts. If there is no governmental allocation to school systems for this essential curriculum, then we are here to take over. Students should have the opportunity to these benefits. Arts are not an option. They are a civil right for all students.
Baby, be a torchlight, guide us around, past the old generation's antiquated ideas, gonna burn them all down, 'cause you're a bonfire. Baby, be a siren, loud enough to make them hear. Your voice will speak for the silent. Teach them to live without fear. Be an eye, gazing out of the void to cut through the darkness. Queen of the Hellcat tribe, mighty and relentless. I'll bless your body with my art, a beautiful armor, and make the battles that you fight a little easier than mine. A little easier than mine. A little
easier than mine.
Oh gee, couldn't be sillier. You look kind of familiar. Oh gee, haven't we met before? Think now, wasn't it Baltimore? I feel you're someone I should know. Are you a movie star or just a gigolo? Ow! Oh gee, something about your face takes me back to another place. Oh gee, how could I forget? Think now, could it have been the Met? Are you a victim? My imagination. Have I seen your name in print? Come on, give me a little hint. Were you ever married to me?
Hi, I'm Hannah. So I'm gonna do a monologue from Romeo and Juliet, and I just wanted to do a little backstory to the monologue. So in this moment, Juliet has been waiting for her nurse to return from meeting with Romeo to see if he does indeed want to get married. They've met once. They had the balcony scene, and now she was waiting for her nurse to return, and she is freaking out. The clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. In half an hour she promised to return. Perchance she cannot meet him. Oh, that's not so. Oh, she is lame. Love's heralds should be thoughts, which 10 times faster glide than the sun's beams, driving back shadows over luring hills. Therefore do nimble-pinioned doves draw love, and therefore hath the wind-swift Cupid wings. Now is the sun upon the hindmost hill of this day's journey, and from 9 till 12 is 3 long hours, and yet she is not come. Had she affections and warm youthful blood, she would be as swift in motion as a ball. My words would bandy her to my sweet love, and his to me. But old folk, many fain as they were dead, unwieldy, slow, heavy, and pale as lead. O God, she comes. O honey nurse, what news? Hast thou met with him? O Lord, why look'st thou sad? Though news be sad, yet tell them merrily, else thou shamest the music of sweet news by playing it to me with so sour a face. Is thy news good or bad? Answer to that. Say either, and I'll stay the circumstance. Oh, let me be satisfied, is good or bad?
The hills were alive with wildflowers, and I was as wild, even wilder than they. For at least I could run, they just died in the sun, and I refused to just wither in place. Just a wild mountain rose needing freedom to grow, so I ran, fearing not where I'd go. When a flower grows wild, it can always survive. Wildflowers don't care where they grow. And the flowers that I knew in the fields where I grew were content to be lost in the crowd. They were common and close. I had no room to grow, and I wanted so much to branch out. So I uprooted myself from my home ground and left. Took my dreams and I took to the road. When a flower grows wild, it can always survive. Wildflowers don't care where they grow. I grew up fast and wild, and I never felt right in a garden so different from me. I just never belonged. I just longed to be gone. Then the garden one day set me free. I hitched a ride with the wind, and since he was my friend, I just let him decide where we'd go. When a flower grows wild, it can always survive. Wildflowers don't care where they grow. Just a wild rambling rose, seeking mysteries untold. No regrets for the path that I chose. When a flower grows wild, it can always survive. Wildflowers don't care where they grow. Wildflowers don't care where they grow.
On the floor of Tokyo, or down in London to go, with a record selection, with a mirror reflection, I'm dancing with myself when there's no one else inside. In a crowded, lonely night, well, I waited so long for my love vibration, and I'm dancing with myself. I'm dancing with myself. I'm dancing with myself. Well, there's nothing to lose and there's nothing to prove, and I'll be dancing with myself. If I looked all over the world, and there's every type of girl, but your empty eyes seem to pass me by, leave me dancing with myself. So let's sink another drink, 'cause it'll give me time to think. If I had the chance, I'd ask the world to dance, and I'll be dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. Well, there's nothing to lose and there's nothing to prove, and I'll be dancing with myself. Dancing with myself.
Forget your troubles. Come on, get happy. Give energies. Solve your cares away. Shout hallelujah.
So let's sing the song.
Come on, get happy.
Happy
Praise for the judgment day. The sun is shining. Come on, get happy.
Shout it now.
The
There's no
Lord is
one.
waiting to take your hand.
Now.
Shout hallelujah. And just get happy.
All about it now.
We're going to the promised land. We're heading across a river. Soon your cares will all be gone.
There'll be no more from now on. From now on. Happy days
Just
are
like
here again.
you better chase all those blues away.
Clear again.
Shout hallelujah.
So let's sing a song
Just get happy.
of cheer. Happy times.
Happy times.
Happy nights.
Happy nights, happy days are here again. Well, there you have it. Thank you for joining us on our official launch of SPOT Mentorship and the beginning of our Spotlight Festival weekend. Please make sure to find those links below: Patreon, PayPal, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. And make sure to tell everyone about us. Send your kids to us. Make your friends known. We are here to help you, help your community, and start uplifting. Have a good night, and thank you.